the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Welcome to Baldwin High School for non-section boys basketball action between 5A Baldwin and 3A Sto-Rox right here on the Baldwin Sports Channel in partnership with TenbandTV. Hi everyone, Austin Bechtold courtside right across from the scorer's table. Happy to be with you tonight as the Fighting Highlanders at 6-6 look to try to go back over 500. They're 2-4 in section play in the first round of section action, but tonight a non-section game before they get ready to suit up against the second wave of section opponents playing against Uniontown next week, but it'll be followed by Peters Township. The Peters Township Indians on Tuesday hosting Baldwin at 7:30 as Baldwin will play the second half of the section schedule after losing to Peters Township 66-63 to begin section play. Baldwin's 2 wins in the section have come against Trinity and Ringgold. Trinity at home, Ringgold on the road, as the competitive spirit team, our cheerleading squad at Baldwin, was honored winning the PIAA state championship and are currently being recognized on the floor. The state championship back to Baldwin for the cheer squad. With the gold around their necks as well. Congratulations, Baldwin cheer team. We pause for our national anthem. It's Baldwin and Sto-Rox. The Sto-Rox Vikings in the 3A classification, 5-7 overall for the Vikings, who play in a 3A section with Bishop Canevin, Keystone Oaks, not too far down the road, Washington, McGuffey, and Carlington. Sto-Rox scores pretty much the same amount of points that it also allows. is averaging 56.3 per game and has given up an even 57 throughout their matchups this year in 12 total games. Baldwin in 12 games, they're scoring 58 a game and just giving up 51 and a half, but it's been a struggle in section play with Baldwin losing earlier this year to a winless Bethel Park team. That was the last time we were on the air for the Baldwin boys. A 1-12 Bethel Park team, a 0-12 Bethel Park team became 1-12 as Baldwin suffered a really difficult defeat and then followed it up by playing at Thomas Jefferson, losing back-to-back games, 57-54 in a game that Baldwin had control of for about 95% of the game, but TJ was able to erase a 5-point Baldwin lead late in the matchup, pull away, win it. Max Marzina had a chance late in the game to tie it with the ball in his hand in the final couple of seconds, but wasn't able to get off a good enough shot to be able to tie it and send it to OT. As the Baldwin starting five is announced on the floor by our public address announcer, Brad Schulte. Sadiq Anderson, the sophomore guard at 5'11", wears number 15. With his fellow sophomore, Bryson Smolko, the sophomore 6'4" forward, wearing 25. Three sophomores in the lineup for Baldwin as Nico Machurak, who got the start at Thomas Jefferson, will go again. The sophomore guard wearing number 13, led by the two holdovers from a year ago, the two that have been in the starting lineup the entirety of the season. E.J. Golvash, the junior 5'11" point guard wearing number 3, and Max Marzina, senior guard, wears number 12 for Jeff Ackerman in season number 6. Over 400 wins in his career, 425 to be exact. 75 of those wins coming at Baldwin. Baldwin's last win of the year came at Ringgold on January 6th. That was the first game of the new year. It also marked Jeff Ackerman's 425th victory as a head coach. So Baldwin and Sto-Rox with the Vikings deploying MJ Thomas, the senior 5'10" guard wearing number 2. Adam Thomas, a sophomore 5'9" guard, wears number 3. LJ Washington, a sophomore 5'9" guard, wears number 5. A balance of sophomores and seniors in the lineup with one freshman. Daylon Harris, a freshman 6'2" guard, wears number 4. And Marcus Griffin, the senior 6-foot guard, wears number 22. With Harris jumping it up with Smolko. Baldwin in its home whites. Purple numbers, purple trim. Green uniforms for Sto-Rox with white numbers and green trim around as Baldwin on the first possession goes right to Smolko and capitalizes on the left side block. Baldwin attacks the left side basket as you see it. Comes out in the full court press against Sto-Rox and forces a travel as Washington gives it away immediately for the Vikings. So it'll be inbounded by Golvash. And around the left side block area, they go right into Marzina. Try to set up the play backdoor for Golvash. It's there. Golvash on the head fake, but misses the layup. Anderson will come in for the layup. Go to Machurak. And Machurak off the pass from Anderson, who backed out at first, is able to capitalize. Down the floor they go. Pass thrown away. Nolan Machurak trying to give it over to Anderson, but it's taken back by Sto-Rox, and the layup goes high off the glass and good for Harris. Quick tempo to start. Marzina moves up with it. Marzina goes all the way in. Max has the layup and takes it. They gave him the lane on that right side, and Max Marzina was able to capitalize. 3 different scores for Baldwin for the first 6 points. Thrown cross court to Washington. Washington looking for an outlet. Marzina with a good trap. Harris has it. The freshman looks for an outlet and goes back up top to Washington. LJ Washington. The lead generals of this offense. Off one dribble. Griffin. Can't get it to go. Machurak with the rebound. Marzina pushes. Gets around Harris. Goes to Anderson. Sadiq gets fouled. The foul is called on Lamar Washington for his first. So Anderson will throw it in. Right to Golvash. Golvash has the driving lane. Got poked free throw by Thomas. MJ Thomas forcing the trap on Golvash. And a foul is called as the shot was blocked for Smolko. But he'll go to the free throw line. So 2 shots for Bryson Smolko. Adam Thomas picks up the foul. It's his first. It's the second called on Sto-Rox in the first minute and a half. That's Smolko. He's off the front of the rim on the first attempt. Bryson Smolko, who's been fairly steady for Baldwin at the free throw line, has mostly started this year, has also come off the bench when Jackson Otto was starting a majority of Baldwin games. Smolko misses them both, but gets the offensive rebound, tipped back out to him. He throws it off the back of the rim, and the rebound is cleared by Sto-Rox. Washington looks for an outlet, finds a cutting Griffin. Griffin's layup, left short, might have been blocked on the way up. Anderson, though, is able to grab the loose ball. Thrown over to Golvash. EJ with two defenders there, not just one, as he backs it out a little bit with Washington on him. Golvash swings. Smolko, back to Golvash. No reset with Marzina. Wanting EJ to clear out. It's Anderson driving baseline, has the lane, right hand, left side, finishes. And a quick timeout called by Sto-Rox. The Vikings call it in an 8-2 game. Baldwin has jumped out to an early lead. 4 of the 5 starters for Baldwin have scored. The only one that has not is EJ Golvash, as Marzina has 2, Anderson has 2, Smolko has 2, Machurak has 2. And that's how you come to 8 points, obviously, with just 4 players scoring. So the way that Baldwin's season has gone this year, it's been up and down. It went win against Northgate, loss against Lebo, back-to-back wins at home against Penn Trafford and Avonworth, followed by a loss right here at home against Peters Township, a win against Trinity, and a loss to South Fayette. That was a part of a 5-game streak at home for Baldwin, where 7 of the first 8 games all came at home. But Baldwin's luck at home has been kind of difficult overall. Fighting Highlanders' only other home game came against Bethel Park. 4-3 at home this year for Baldwin. Not a record that you would necessarily expect. Baldwin's lone home loss last year in a 21-1 regular season came against Penn Trafford in the playoffs. Baldwin did not lose a home game a year ago. The lone loss came at South Fayette by a couple of possessions. Jay Thomas with Anderson defending. Slings it on over to Griffin. Back to Thomas. Thomas travels and turns it over. Ryan Hughes is the head coach for Sto-Rox. They're 2-4 on the road this year. And they bring Chase Jefferson, a senior 5'9" guard, in for the first time, wearing number 1, as MJ Thomas goes off to the bench. Fair amount of seniors: Jefferson, Marcus Griffin, Adam Thomas, just a sophomore, but MJ Thomas, also a senior. A lot of seniors and sophomores for Sto-Rox, with freshman Harris also in the rotation. Nolan Machurak dishes over to Marzina and over to Anderson. Sadiq hounded by Adam Thomas, who picks up a foul. That is the second on Adam Thomas early on in the game. It's the third on Sto-Rox here in the quarter. Machurak's wide open in the right side corner, decides to take it, but can't drain the shot. And it's cleared out by Harris. Before go the Vikings. Washington inside the paint. Difficult shot. Loose ball fought for and kept for the Vikings. Back up top with Jefferson. Adam Thomas drives, layup, doesn't go. Rebound Marzina, too strong on the layup attempt. Marzina dishes to the corner. Anderson, he's got it to go. Sadiq Anderson with the 3. That was the same spot that Machurak missed, but Anderson able to capitalize to drop the lead to 9. Cross-court pass to Washington. They're able to break the press with Adam Thomas. Back up top, Washington will reset and try to get into an offensive play here, with Adam Thomas giving it back to Washington. Steps back on Machurak and drills it. L.J. Washington with the bucket. One of their best players, Washington. There's Marzina, a lot of contact, but no foul called. Washington drives in, tries to turn on Anderson. Instead, it's Jefferson dishing it back to him, up for 3. Rebound Smolko. Marzina pushes to Golvash. Had Anderson streaking to the left side block. Golvash instead goes all the way in, and it's a hand check foul called, which will put it out of bounds at the right side block. The foul goes on Sto-Rox for its fourth in the quarter against Marcus Griffin, his first. Machurak to throw it in. In time to Anderson. Sadiq has a lane, goes to Marzina, and Max traveled. And before he was driving toward the wing area. With 3:39 to go, it's an 11-4 lead for Baldwin. The Fighting Highlanders have not been called for a foul yet. 4 called on Sto-Rox. So the next one against the Vikings will put Baldwin to the free throw line. Here's Harris. Gives it up to Jefferson. Jefferson turns, spins, a lot of contact, and it drops in. Chase Jefferson. Shooter's bounce. Took about 3 hops before it found the bottom of the basket. Nolan Machurak picks up his first foul. As Carrick Willis, sophomore 6'3", forward, subs in for Sto-Rox, number 0. Jefferson can't convert on the three-point play opportunity. Marzina to Golvash. Golvash has it right around half court, 3:15 to go in the quarter. Golvash trying to dribble around Willis. Good defense by Carrick Willis. Smolko on the perimeter. Over to Golvash. EJ drives in. EJ layup, left it way short. On the follow, though, gets it to go. All 5 starters for Baldwin have now scored. Willis up the floor. Here's MJ Thomas. Swings it to the corner. Thomas gets it back. MJ Thomas, though, stepped out of bounds. And he turns it over back to Baldwin. And turnovers is something that's been frequent this season for Sto-Rox. A challenge for them as Nico Machurak subs in for Nolan. So the brothers replace each other with 2:39 left in the quarter. So it's Max Marzina, Nico Machurak, EJ Golvash, Bryson Smolko, and Sadiq Anderson, the 5 for Baldwin, as Machurak gives it over to Marzina. Marzina on the double team, gives it up to Smolko. Smolko looks down low. Nico Machurak calling for it, off one dribble, a lot of contact, no foul, as he was contested by Marcus Griffin. So we have seen 5 total fouls in the quarter, but officials letting some contact go on both sides as well. As Marcus Griffin drives in, floater, got it. And it drops for Griffin for his first points. 5-point game. Anderson, ball fake, drives in. Anderson tried the pass, but it's an offensive foul called against Sadiq Anderson, who came up a little bit hobbled as he went to the floor awkwardly. He comes off the floor with Tay O'Toole coming in for him, and Anderson does go right over to the bench, not to the trainer, so appears to be all right, but did walk somewhat gingerly and is currently favoring his right ankle, trying to stretch it out. Here's Griffin, dishing to the corner, bypassing the shot. Jefferson missed it off one dribble. Nico Machurak looks to push. Bounce pass to Golvash, who has Smolko. Goes to him and Bryson with the left hand finishes. MJ Thomas, help comes from Marzina. Almost forced an errant pass, but Willis gives it back to him. Thomas to Griffin. Marcus Griffin defended by Marzina, went behind his back, and Smolko picks his pocket. Bryson Smolko with 3 defenders around him, puts it up, and we'll go to the line. Good job by Smolko to protect the basketball, not allow Sto-Rox to poke it from behind him, also protect it where it's not blocked. So it sends him back to the free throw line where he missed his first 2 opportunities. Chance for redemption as Carrick Willis is called for his first foul. It's the 5th against Sto-Rox here in the first quarter with 71 seconds left. Smolko, perfect on the first. He ties Anderson to the team lead. Delon Harris returns to the game for Sto-Rox as MJ Thomas goes to the bench. Second shot for Smolko is true. The 9-point lead. Nico Machurak knocks it out of bounds. Well, Jay Washington went with the high pass, and a lot of the times when you see players, whether it be half-court, offense, or trying to break a press, they always go with the high pass instead of the bounce pass. Seems to always be the favorable one to try to throw it over top of a defender. Doesn't work there, though, as Willis touched the basketball as he was out of bounds on the sideline right near the Baldwin bench. 65 seconds left first quarter. 17-8. Baldwin with the advantage. Golvash to a wide-open O'Toole. Off one dribble, pulls, and hits. Splashdown for Tay O'Toole in his first points. Cross-court pass taken by Jefferson. Over to Washington. Jefferson and Washington. U.S. presidents, Sto-Rox guards. As Jefferson drives. Well, that left it short. Rebound is Karam to Marzina. Max floater off the back of the rim. Smolko skies for the rebound. Smolko got it poked away, though. It was ripped by Jefferson. And Chase Jefferson will back it out to half court and maybe hold for the final shot. As Washington has it in the final 17 seconds of the quarter. Baldwin tries to bring the trap with O'Toole. Three-pointer up for Griffin. O'Toole grabs it with 7 seconds. Have to hurry with it. Golvash drives all the way in. Floater rattles off. And the first quarter comes to an end with Baldwin leading it by 11, 19-8 against Sto-Rox. A favorable start to this game for the Fighting Highlanders as they lead the Vikings here on the Baldwin Sports Channel.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
We go to the second quarter of play. Austin Bechtold with you, courtside here at Baldwin High School. The Fighting Highlanders host a non-section matchup against 3A Sto-Rox. Sto-Rox team that has lost 3 games in a row. Tightly contested ones. Section matchup against McGuffey, 52-45. They lost in the PBC Legends Classic at Ambridge to the Bridgers, 69-67. That game went to overtime. And then lost at home to Bishop Canavan earlier this week by 10, 86-76. Really high-scoring game, but just 8 points for Sto-Rox through the first 8 minutes. Griffin will back it out after his missed shot. Got the offensive rebound and allows for Washington. Three-pointer, it went off the back of the rim. Tay O'Toole is able to clean up the mess and throw it up the floor to Marzina. Max, layup, good. Was able to change direction with the basketball. A little hesitation move to get it around the defender. Make sure that it wasn't blocked. Max capitalizes, and a foul is called on Nico Machurak as he was in the way of Jefferson, trying to get across half court. It's the first on Nico Machurak. And Big Thomas back in for Sto-Rox. Bounce pass to Willis. Jefferson. Here's it back up top. Washington defended by Marzina. Washington drives in. Floater. Offensive rebound, Willis. Turns around and scores. Tariq Willis converts. Thrown down low. Way up and good. Errant pass thrown right around half court. Actually was right on target for Jefferson. As Washington kicks to the corner. The lefty Willis for 3. Offensive board Thomas. spins in for Chase Jefferson. He now has 4 points. There's Golvash. Gives it to Marzina in the corner. On cross court. Bounce pass from Churak. Churak to Marzina. Max could have had a 3, but the errant pass didn't allow him to. So Golvash instead takes and drains it. Moneyball EJ Golvash now with 5 points, and he continues to grow the Baldwin lead. Now at 14. Highest it's been tonight. Churak deflects it out of bounds. Nolan Machurak returns for Baldwin as Nico will go off. So the Machuraks once again replace each other. Sadiq Anderson also comes in for Baldwin as Teo Toole will sit. Here's Washington. Swung around to Willis. Willis turns, spins, got it. 2 buckets in the quarter for Kareek Willis. Anderson. This is to Marzina. Max, no look cross court to Nolan Machurak, but just too high for Machurak to grab it. So Washington swings it back up top to Griffin. Griffin turns, floater, bounces in. So Sto-Rox starting to get a couple of these layups to go. Floaters inside the paint and second chance points. Makes it a 10-point game. Marzina fakes, drives, gives it. Golvash pulls for 3. He's got it again. EJ Golvash, 2 triples in the quarter. Now the game high 8. Griffin up the floor to Willis. Willis spins. Can't finish though. It's a wild shot. Doesn't go. Bryson Smolko back for Baldwin. Jaden Ryan, number 30, subs in for Sto-Rox. Golvash dishes to Marzina. Max drives in, gives it to EJ. Made the 3 last time there. Not this time, though. But it bounces to him. EJ, right hand, almost squeezed it in. Kick back out to Anderson. High pass to Marzina. Able to crowd before it went out of bounds. Max drives in, not a lot of space, gives it to Smolko. Smolko outlets to Marzina, who will pull the trigger for 3. He gets it to go. Max Marzina converts for 3. So Marzina and Golvash with triples in the quarter. That's 9 points in the second quarter alone. As Sto-Rox only scored 9 in the entirety of the first quarter. Baldwin led it 19-9. And a timeout is called by the Vikings as Fighting Highlanders have built it to 32-16. They have doubled up the Vikings to this point. So we're talking about how Sto-Rox has gotten here so far. Lost a seat in LaSalle in the first game of the year. Played some 2A teams at a conference. Also played Shaler, the 5A squad in the Montour tournament. 71-40, the final there. So playing a higher classification team in Shaler, and Baldwin in what was a late scheduled game here tonight as Griffin is able to make the shot. Now has 6 points. There's Marzina. Now Golvash. Golvash drives in. He's got it. Plus the foul. And a hard fall to the floor. Adam Thomas is holding his head. Has to be helped up by Marcus Griffin. As DeLon Harris comes in for him. And he walks gingerly over to the bench. Imagine he has to be potentially assessed for a concussion. He just still has his hands on his head. Chance for EJ Golvash to add on at the line. And he does. Now with 11. Jefferson up the floor. Dishes to Ryan. Ryan's floater way short. And it's tipped out of bounds as Ryan went right into the cheerleaders trying to save it. Good hustle. Almost fell right into the state championship trophy. So it's Golvash, Nolan Machurak, Bryson Smolko, Max Marzina, and Sadiq Anderson, who drives, turns, puts it up. Smolko almost on the offensive rebound. Instead, it's Ryan that grabs it, and Ryan who falls to the floor on the collision with Smolko as Bryson picks up the foul. It's the first on Smolko as MJ Thomas returns for Sto-Rox. Washington cross-court, Golvash almost got a hand on it, but instead it's Thomas getting it back and dishing it for the layup. Good for Harris. Here's Golvash. Golvash, layup, left it short. Smolko follows. Bryson Smolko has done a really nice job this year in his opportunities as Golvash takes it back. But left it short again. EJ misses another layup, but Anderson gets fouled by Griffin. Griffin's second, and he'll shoot free throws. Back to Smolko. Did a good job of being able to finish and create around the rim when he's had opportunities where it's just knowing when to cut to the basket at the right time. Still learning experiences for him as well, especially in games like the Peters game or South Fayette and Bethel, but shown some really good signs as a young player that the future is bright for him as well as it is for Sadiq Anderson, who has 6 points. Good on his first free throw. But can't make it 7. Marzina follows off the window. Baldwin's done a really strong job tonight as Marzina now has 9. Marzina and Golvash have 20 of the 40 points for Baldwin, and Sto-Rox throws it away. Teo Toole returns. Done a pretty solid job of being able to box out, but also pressure on the offensive glass. There's been multiple offensive rebounds. They're pacing towards having double-digit offensive rebounds on the night with 2:25 still to go in the half. Already 40 points on the board. Marzina, difficult shot, counted in the foul. Max Marzina will have a chance at a three-point play as the lead has been doubled against Sto-Rox. Foul goes on Washington. It's his second foul, so 2 on Adam Thomas, 2 on LJ Washington, and 2 on Griffin as Max can't get it to rattle in. Here's Washington driving all the way in as he was off balance in the air. LJ Washington. He'll try to convert a three-point opportunity. Nico Machurak returns. Sadiq Anderson called for the foul. It's the second on Anderson. Ryan Hughes, the head coach of Sto-Rox. That was going to be very important for the Vikings to make their layups. 3 is also critical, too, as Washington misses there. And they've missed a fair share of layups. When that happens, it allows a team to be able to take advantage and convert on the other end, try to run the floor. Anderson almost threw it away. Clock stops at 1:53 in the second quarter. It's a 20-point lead. Nico Machurak, Sadiq Anderson, Nolan Machurak, Bryson Smolko, Teo Toole, the 5 on the floor for Baldwin. So 2 seniors, 3 sophomores. O'Toole. Nolan Machurak looks down low for Smolko, and it's ripped away by Harris. Jefferson brings it up. Slings on over to Washington. Washington turns around, but can't hit it. Offensive rebound, Harris. The freshman Harris. Solid night so far. He has 6 points. Couple offensive rebounds in his tally. Sadiq Anderson with it. Jeff Ackerman calls out the play. Just goes on over to Maturak. Nico to Nolan. Down low. Smolko, good cut. And we'll shoot 2. Bryson Smolko, 2 of 4 at the free throw line. And they get DeLon Harris for his first foul. It's the 4th called against Sto-Rox in the quarter. And Bryson can't get it to drop. Talking about Golvash and Marzino. Both not on the floor at the moment. Not section game. Jeff Ackerman giving some other guys more extended looks. Smolko doesn't hit either of them. Rebound is brought down, but Nolan Maturak deflects it on the pass. And O'Toole can't finish. Nico tries to go for the rebound. He gets it and finishes. Nico Maturak's first points, but it all started when Nolan Maturak put his hands up on the deflection and just ripped the ball down like he was a wide receiver making a catch. And a travel called on Washington. He turns it over with 46.8 left. So Golvash scored 16 points in the game against TJ. Game that Baldwin was consistently leading, had really a game that they needed in section play, especially for playoff implications. You win that, you're 3-3, now you're 2-4 in the section, and you're currently situated 5th behind South Fayette, Ringgold, Peters, and TJ. Ringgold and South Fayette both at 3-3. As O'Toole looks and throws it inside the Nico Maturak, not able to grab it though, and on the floor, MJ Thomas is able to outlet. He gets it back in the final 30 seconds. Washington to Willis, gets it back to Washington. 20 seconds, looks down low to a cutting Thomas, who finishes. MJ Thomas, his first bucket. Anderson and Nico Maturak. Nico with 5 seconds to Smolko. Smolko down low, outlets. O'Toole, can he get it up in time? Yes, but it's blocked on the shot attempt and ends the first half in a 44-26 advantage for the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders. A statement and a strong start for Baldwin, putting up one of its highest point totals in the first half of the season. As Baldwin leads it against the 3A opponent, the Vikings of Sto-Rox, here on the Baldwin Sports Channel. We reached halftime on TenbandTV. With white and purple trim donned in the purple pit. Into the corner. Jules Ott pulls for 3 and hits it for the first bucket of the game. Donahue drives. Bernays tried to poke it free. Up with it. Green gets blocked. Kicks it out to Twyman for 3 and got it. Elizabeth Twyman, the first points for Mount Lebanon. Baldwin career and another turnover by Mount Lebanon. Jules Ott moves up quickly with it, with Niles and with Lacey Bernays all the way in. Ott scores. Maybe see Aaliyah Bernays if necessary. After the second free throw was missed, Lindsey Bernays drives all the way in, gets around the defenders and scores. First points for Lindsey Bernays, trying to inbound it. They go to Bernays, crossover move, good move to get around Donahue. Bernays dishes, Lacey up for 3 and got it. Money ball, Lacey Bernays before. They would likely have more than Baldwin unless Baldwin decided to score 80 or so points in this one. This layup is good for Callie Green. He misses. Blue Devils push. Donahue drives all the way in, attacks on Ott, and scores with a shot high off the glass for Anessa Donahue. To Niles. Niles inside the paint, puts up the jump shot, tried to bank it in, doesn't go. Rebounded by Green, though. Green threw it away to Bernays. Lindsey got it. Kelsey Meyer was calling for it. The right side block was wide open. Meyer up for 3 and got it. 9 points. Donahue drives, dishes to Green for the layup. Donahue to Smith. 3-ball rattles in, out, and back in. As the clock comes to double zeros with a 50-36 victory. Non-section win for Baldwin. They get back on track. High off the glass and good for Harris. A quick tempo to start. Marzina moves up with it. Marzina goes all the way in. Max has the layup and takes it. They gave him the lane on that. No reset with Marzina. Wanting DJ to clear out. It's Anderson driving baseline. Has the lane. Right hand, left side finishes. On the layup attempt. Marzina dishes to the corner. Anderson, he's got it to go. Sadiq Anderson with the three. That was the same spot. With Adam Thomas giving it back to Washington. Steps back on Machurak and drills it. Here's Harris. Gives it up to Jefferson. Jefferson turns, spins, a lot of contact, and it drops in. Missed it off one dribble. Nico Machurak looks to push. Bounce pass to Golvash, who has Smolko. Goes to him and Bryson with the left hand finishes. First quarter, 17-8. Baldwin with the advantage. Golvash to a wide open O'Toole. Off one dribble, pulls and hits. Splash down. Tariq Willis converts. Thrown down low, way up and good. Max could have had a three, but the errant pass didn't allow him to. So Golvash instead takes and drains it. Moneyball EJ Golvash now with 5 points. Marzina fakes, drives, gives it. Golvash pulls for three. He's got it again. EJ Golvash, 2 triples in the quarter. Able to crowd before it went out of bounds. Max drives in, not a lot of space, gives it to Smolko. Smolko outlets to Marzina, who will pull the trigger for three. He gets it to go. Max, who has 6 points. Good on his first free throw. But can't make it 7. Marzina follows off the window. Here's Washington. Driving all the way in as he was off balance in the air. LJ Washington.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's health insurance marketplace. How can I help you?
I need help paying my health insurance premiums.
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest costs on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
wonderful day!
Welcome to Temple Strength and Sport Performance, where we empower you to reach new heights in strength, speed, and athletic performance. Temple is here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, join him in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, and discover the difference. For more information, call 412-527-1755. Start your journey with us today.
Back for the start of the second half. Austin Bechtold with you here on the Baldwin Sports Network in partnership with TenbandTV as the Fighting Highlanders up on Sto-Rox. 44-26, an 18-point lead. As the Fighting Highlanders have been led by 11 from Max Marzina and EJ Golvash, combining for 22 of the 44 Baldwin points. Bryson Smolko with 8 in the first half. Sadiq Anderson with 6. Tay O'Toole, Nico Machurak, Nolan Machurak also with buckets. And an apology on my end as Max Galentine played for the Fighting Highlanders there in that second quarter. And it's not on the official roster that was submitted, and a complete brain goof on my end, not recognizing that it was Max in the game, who has been in the book officially for the last 8 games on the varsity roster now, up after doing a really nice job with the JV squad. So it was Galentine who has the other Baldwin bucket, or a nice turnaround shot at the left side block early in that first half. So apologies from me, and nice shot, Max. He was able to see some good time there in the first half. So Baldwin sends Anderson, Nolan Machurak, Max Marzina, Bryson Smolko, EJ Golvash, starting 5 onto the floor as we change ends. And the Fighting Highlanders will attack the right side basket right near their bench as we see it. Anderson has it in the right side corner, swings it on over to Marzina as they go back around to Golvash, and Nolan Machurak has it. So Nolan Machurak getting the start just like he did against Thomas Jefferson. Anderson pulls for 3. It bounces off. Smolko tries to grab it. Him and Machurak at the same time. Baldwin will retain possession. It's Golvash for 3. Smolko, another possession for Baldwin. Good opportunity for the Fighting Highlanders to try to convert. Anderson, second chance from the same spot. He's got it this time. And Sadiq Anderson now has 9. It's his second 3 of the night. Draws the lead to 21. Harris gets it past Smolko. DeLon Harris with 8 points as Machurak gets swatted. Good defense on the other end by Harris. As Sto-Rox pushes in transition. Harris, layup, will go to the line. On the find from MJ Thomas. Foul goes on Bryson Smolko. It's the second called against Smolko here on the 9. DeLon Harris, a young freshman. It's the first. Has a chance to be the first Sto-Rox players in double digits tonight. They average 56 a game. They give up 57 a game. But those high point totals, 67 against Ambridge, 76 against Bishop Ganovan. Mostly have been an offense right in the mid-50s this year that's knocked out of bounds. Anderson right into Golvash. No one can test EJ Golvash, but he can't hit the 3. Now MJ Thomas. Down low to Washington. Washington to a cutting Harris, who can't finish. Ball caroms up in the air, but goes to Thomas. Can't get it off the favorable bounce, but this time DeLon Harris able to capitalize. DeLon Harris has had a really nice start to the second half. Big fall for Thomas as he goes to tie his left shoe. With the Kobe's on. They're trying to make sure that the scores table is fully intact. It was kind of jarred loose where the two parts of the scorer's table meet. Right at half court. Swung around Marzino. 3-2 zone for Sto-Rox. Anderson for three. He got it. Sadiq Anderson now with 12 points. It is third three. Thomas crossed over. Bounce pass around Nolan Machurak. Poked away from Harris with a foul. Foul goes on Nolan Machurak for a second. Marcus Griffin throws it in, goes right to Harris, the freshman Harris. On the bounce pass to Washington from the elbow. Drains it. 7 for Washington. Here's Golvash to Marzino. Down low, Smolko off one dribble, left hand. Good contest from Harris. Griffin throws it up to Thomas. Washington has it now. Starting five is out there for Sto-Rox, including MJ Thomas and Adam Thomas. Here's MJ. Bounces to Harris, and a foul is called. It's a hand check. As Machurak, Anderson, and Thomas and Harris all go to help the man up. And after the foul was called on Nolan Machurak for his third, and like they've done frequently in this game, Nico comes in for Nolan. The brothers replace each other. Carrick Willis back for the Vikings. MJ Thomas has it. Some talent on this Sto-Rox team. It's always difficult when a 5A team plays against a 3A team. Difficult for the 3A squad. Free throws upcoming for MJ Thomas. It's Washington, rather. As Anderson gets called for his third. And Washington, who had one free throw opportunity tonight to try to capitalize on an and one in the second quarter. Got the first. Second leading scorer tonight for Sto-Rox, behind Harris, who had 6 in the first half and 6 in this quarter, as both are good for Washington. To Anderson, they quickly break the press with Golvash. Golvash to Smolko, good find, left hand, right side finishes. Bryson Smolko double digits with 10. Golvash threaded the needle like he was quarterback into a tight window. And able to get it to Smolko. In NFL playoff and national championship mode over the next 3 days, starting tomorrow. Adam Thomas turns, gives, Willis drives and dishes to Washington. Didn't like the opportunity or the lane there, so it goes to Thomas. It's MJ Thomas driving in, and he gets it to roll in. Thomas took a spill to the ground after he hit the shot. It was coming down. It's Golvash. It's double teamed and bounces to Marzino. Anderson calling for a cross court, not there because Machurak's wide open on the right side block. The contest came over and Machurak fought through the contact but was able to finish. Willis drives inside. Difficult shot as he turned around towards his shooting hand. That's a hard shot for a lefty to make, spinning that way. As Marzino throws it down low to a wide open Golvash for the layup. And timeout called by Baldwin. 13 for E.J. Golvash. He leads all scorers. So 13 for Golvash, 11 for Marzino, 12 for Sadiq Anderson, 10 for Bryson Smolko. 4 of the 5 Baldwin starters have scored in double figures. So a Baldwin team that lost 7 key contributors from a year ago and has 5 seniors on this year's team. Historic team last year that won the first section title in 39 years, 21-1, and they were 9-1 in section play. We all know how it came crashing down in the first round of the playoffs. 2-15 matchup against Penn Trafford. As the cheer squad that won the state championship as their trophy in the bleachers was honored before the game. Talk about how free throws have been a problem for Baldwin this year. They were 8 of 12 against TJ on the road earlier this week. They drain them all, which is not a frequent occurrence in high school basketball where you make all your free throws. When you make 8 of 12, it's fine. It's acceptable. It's not great. Not something that you want. You'd much rather have 10 or 11 of 12 if you had to miss any. But when you lose a three-point game like that, and a severe number of free throws that were missed against Peters Township in a game that went to overtime. This one stolen by Golvash, and when you can just create offense that way, makes the free throws a moot point. Golvash has 15. Golvash forcing the trap with Nico Machurak. They're able to break it with Griffin. Jefferson swings it to Washington. Washington, down low to Adam Thomas. Thomas spins around Nico Machurak. Thomas outlets to a shooting Washington, up for three. 12 for Lamar Washington. Chris Kozar in the game for Baldwin. He deals to Marzina. Money ball, Max Marzina. Second three of the game, now with 14. Baldwin back to 20 with the lead. And have the chance for their highest point total of the year tonight. Harris backs it out to Washington. Washington outlet. Back to Harris. Harris drives on Smolko. Harris turns. Can't finish. Offensive rebound, though. He collects it. Third chance for Harris. He'll dish it out this time. Adam Thomas for three, and he got it in the left side corner. Adam Thomas first point, and a timeout called by Sto-Rox. 61-44, 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. To recap the scoring for Baldwin, 8 different scores. Golvash 15, Marzina 14, Anderson 12, Smolko with 10, Teo Toole with 2 points, Nico Machurak with 4, Nolan Machurak with 2. It came in the first quarter, and Max Galentine with a bucket for Baldwin. The scoring here tonight for the Fighting Highlanders, who do not have Trey Alario available to them, is not on the bench, has been dealing with an illness. So Alario not here. We've seen Chris Kozar on the floor. No Jackson Otto, as Otto started the season in the starting lineup for Baldwin. Sometimes it would be Otto starting, sometimes it would be Smolko. But Otto got a lot of run in the early portion of the season, but now we haven't seen it. Otto has not seen the floor over the last couple of games, as he is then playing for the JV squad. The 6'2 junior guard can play more like a forward situationally when Baldwin needs him to. But it's kind of taken away from the depth of Baldwin, but it's with Nico Machurak coming back, and of course Gavin Sagley out for the year, season-ending knee injury. It's opened the door for Nolan Machurak to step up. Anderson and Smolko, who are already in the starting lineup. Anderson since the start of the year. Smolko, just depending on what matchup Jeff Ackerman wanted to play. Where there are some pieces here for Baldwin with Golvash coming back next year. Anderson, Smolko, just sophomore. Same thing with Nolan Machurak. Galentine, a young player. Tornetti, 6'5", forward as well. Has some upside. That's Chris Kozar, another sophomore, has it. Goes down low. Smolko to O'Toole. Head fake. Tays, layup. Count it. And we'll go to the line. The Sto-Rox cheerleaders also in the building tonight, right behind the Sto-Rox bench. That's Teo Toole. Now Baldwin to make it 20 again. He has 5. 2 minutes left, third quarter. Washington traveled. Other games in action in 5A tonight. Everyone else is in section as Baldwin is playing a non-conference game. Was supposed to be on the road tonight. But instead, a game that was canceled and scheduled Sto-Rox a couple of weeks ago to play them. Peters is at TJ, huge game, and Peters needs that one to have any chance of knocking TJ off from the ranks of the section unbeaten. South Fayette's at Ringgold. Trinity is at Bethel Park. Bethel Park's lone win this year has come against Baldwin. Last time that the Fighting Highlanders took this floor. 3-ball up for Jefferson. Rebound Smolko. O'Toole throws it to Marzino, who wasn't looking at first. Turns around and just saw the basketball right in his face as he gives it back over to O'Toole. And he played catch with it. And Max swings across court to O'Toole. Machurak was looking for it down low. Zone defense for Sto-Rox. Marzina tried to expose it though. Kozar tries to throw it off of Harris, but it is last touch by Chris. Not able to deflect it off of Harris. Looked like maybe he did. Officials thought otherwise. 64 seconds left in the third. Harris bounces to Washington. Fading back, couldn't hit the shot, and Marzina gets it before it goes out of bounds. Throws it up long for Chris Kozar. Chris, layup, left hand, good. First points of the night for Chris Kozar. And Kozar's missed a bit of time this year as well. We saw him see more frequent action earlier in the year, trying to factor back into the rotation. As Marcus Griffin almost got it poked loose by Kozar. Jefferson gives it up, but not able to hold on to it. Washington turns it over. MJ Thomas back in as Washington goes off to the bench. 20.6 remaining in the third quarter. Kozar trying to get away from Thomas. Gets it up the floor. Marzino, the 6-foot guard, with Jefferson on him. Looking for the final shot. Marzino drives in. Gonna wave it off on a travel. Called against Marzino with 2.6 seconds left. And see what shots Sto-Rox can get. MJ Thomas. Almost got it to drop. But 66-44 at the end of 3. 8 minutes of regulation left to go in this 5A versus 3A matchup. Baldwin and Sto-Rox on the Baldwin Sports Channel.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
We go to the fourth. Austin Bexel with you as the Fighting Highlanders are up by 22. It's been a season of some trials and tribulation. Well, some tough times for Baldwin this year, as when you go from a team that went 21-1 to a team that's much younger, playing with 3 sophomores in the starting lineup, there's going to be some growing pains. Part of that, a 2-game losing streak that came after a 2-game winning streak for Baldwin, where they really just have not been able to stack wins. Had 2 2-game winning streaks this year. There's also been 2 streaks of 2 losses in a row. And if you're maybe as lost as I am, trying to sort out all the 2s, there's an offensive foul called against Sto-Rox. And it goes against 22, Marcus Griffin, but just his 3rd. So 2s are wild as we begin the 4th quarter of play. And Golvash has some space. He moves up the floor and tries to capitalize. And it rattles in. 17 for EJ. Jay Thomas with it. Thomas drives. Jefferson off balance, no good. Rebounded by Nico Machurak. Nico drives inside. It doesn't drop, but he will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. See if Baldwin can get this up to 30. As Marcus Griffin picks up his 4th foul. The senior Nico Machurak, who dealt with injuries at the start of the year. It's been a rough go for Nico in his Baldwin sports career. Injuries on the football field. Kind of hurting at times for basketball. But he's come on over the last couple of games. Getting his legs under him. Bright yellow shoes to hit both. 70-44. Marcus Griffin, defended by Nolan Machurak. Good defense by Nolan. But the putback for Griffin goes. That timeout is called by Sto-Rox. 8 on the night for Griffin. Talked about how this is a non-section game, and it's Peters at TJ, South Fayette at Ringgold, Trinity at Bethel Park. It's a 30-second timeout called by the Vikings. In 5A Section 3, Baldwin has some work to do to be able to find themselves in playoff contention. They're in contention, but to be able to put themselves in a spot where the committee has to put them in, which is top 4 in the section. Ringgold's 3-3, South Fayette is 3-3. Baldwin lost to South Fayette here, so they have to go on the road. The only place that they lost last year was at South Fayette. So you have to play a Lions team that's down this year. They're 5-8. So unfortunately for Baldwin, 2 of their losses this year have come to 5-8 South Fayette and 1-13 Bethel Park. They did beat Trinity, who's 3-9, but losses to TJ and Peters Township. They beat Ringgold, who's 9-5. So it's been an up and down roller coaster of emotions for Jeff Ackerman to try to sort through, especially at the end of games where Baldwin has lost close ones. Against TJ, where they had the lead throughout. Bethel Park, where they didn't manage it well enough at the end. Same thing with that South Fayette and Peters Township games. South Fayette, the loss by 4. It was a 3-point loss against Peters Township in overtime, where Baldwin overcame an 11-point deficit, but didn't play well enough in that one as they throw it away over and back. And Jeff Ackerman took accountability for that, saying, you know, obviously there are some younger players, starting 3 sophomores, but I have to be better in what we call and how we execute it late in the 4th quarter. Some of the growing pains that Baldwin experienced 3 years ago with that core of Nate Wessling, Caden Cherico, Matt Shank, and when James Wessling was still here, and Nate Richards, of when they were younger players before you get to, you know, junior and senior year. Growing up in those moments, knowing how to play through them, and the only way that you can is experiencing it. It takes a really special group to be able to win those moments at such a young age, experience-wise, in basketball. It's Griffin's in double figures now with 10. Sadiq Anderson drives in, scoop layup, good. Sadiq gets it to roll in. He's got 14 tonight. MJ Thomas, hard foul called. They're going to get Nico Machurak as he hit the floor too. It's the second on Nico. As he will come off the floor. First on Baldwin in the quarter. 2 shots for MJ Thomas, his first appearance at the line. Off the front of the rim. Subs for Sto-Rox. As Washington returns Willis as well. Jackson Otto in for Baldwin for the first time. And Chris Kozar also returns. So the 5 for Baldwin, Anderson, Kozar, Nolan Machurak, Jackson Otto, and the veteran E.J. Golvash. Both off the mark. Otto with the rebound. E.J. will lead this unit out there on the court. And drive all the way in. Floater. Bounces off. Anderson skies up for the rebound. Sadiq just trying to outlet and does. To Golvash for the corner 3. Back-to-back misses for Golvash. Otto tried to grab it, but instead it was Griffin who was having a nice night. Able to outlet. Washington. To Thomas. Thomas floater. Ruled Baldwin ball. So Jefferson back in. Golvash defended full court by Willis. Golvash gets a step on him. Golvash lets him regroup. Defending him well, but picks up a foul on a reach in. It's the second foul rather, on Carrick Willis. It's a third on Sto-Rox in the quarter as take a look at their bench. Trailing 72-48. Kozar down low. Golvash turns around and hits the layup. 19 for EJ. Up top to Jefferson. Jefferson falls to the floor, but because of a foul called on Kozar. So they get Chris for his first. Teo Toole comes in as Zeke Anderson, after some good minutes, will go off to the bench. Willis off the inbound, hits the layup. Kozar in control. Goes to Nolan Machurek. Nolan fouled on his way to the bucket. Clock stops with 4.5 left. Max Galentine in for Baldwin, number 31, scored in the second quarter. As Marcus Griffin picks up his 5th foul, he has fouled out for Sto-Rox. And they'll bring MJ Thomas back in to replace him. Nolan Machurek to throw it in. Young unit out there for Baldwin as they get it into Jackson Otto. Otto can't finish. Offensive rebound. Otto again can't hit. But it's knocked out of bounds off touch by Sto-Rox. The ball carried all the way out toward the scorer's table. We have to be taken back to the baseline. Or Nolan Machurek will throw it in again. They go long to Otto. Otto with Harris defending. Otto still has it and goes over to O'Toole. Swings on it over to Jackson Otto on the perimeter. Otto to O'Toole. O'Toole drives inside. Floater left way short. And it's rebounded by Sto-Rox. They throw it up the floor to Willis. Willis drives in. Oh, maybe thought about dunking it, but instead elects for the layup. Didn't seem like he had momentum towards the hoop, but maybe he wasn't in the right spot to try to dunk it. Kozar on the pull-up. Rattles in. So 76 points tonight for Baldwin. The season high is 86 in the first game of the year against Northgate, an 86-32 victory. It's 76-52. Put back up and in for Harris. 14 points for DeLon Harris. Promising freshman for Sto-Rox. Kozar tripped up. And he took a slide like he was on a slip and slide. So they get Washington for his 3rd foul. So 4th on Sto-Rox here in the quarter. Actually, the 5th called on Sto-Rox in the quarter. So it puts Chris Kozar to the free throw line. Baldwin will be shooting the rest of the way. Chris got the first. Comes from a very athletic family. John Kozar, former Baldwin football player. His older brother. Jefferson pulls up inside the paint. Missed it. Rebounded by Galentine. Tried to outlet it to Kozar, but Kozar didn't have control of it. Turn around, plus the foul. Goes for DeLon Harris. Teo Toole picks up the foul. As DeJuan Harris has been really promising for Sto-Rox, team that's at 5-7 and really struggled a year ago. Missed a free throw, but a reset with Jefferson inside the paint for Thomas. And Teo Toole was able to draw the offensive foul. EJ Golvash chopping it up on the bench with Austin Barrett. Torrin Eddy, the right ear screen. That's Julian Noon. Subs in for Baldwin. His first minutes. Played well in the JV game against Sto-Rox. Push from behind on Kozar by Thomas. So Chris Kozar will shoot after the foul on Adam Thomas. It's the fourth on Adam Thomas. And more upcoming for Chris Kozar. Can't get the first one to drop, though. This is a Sto-Rox squad that a year ago just was 2-20. They did not win a section game, so significant improvements for this squad led by Ryan Hughes. As Kozar got the second. 2-4 on the road this year. 1-1 at neutral sites and 2-2 at home, so the break even other than on the road. Young team trying to continue to grow and develop. Jefferson deals to Willis for three. Rebounded by Otto. Otto to Noon. Julian Noon will back it out to Kozar, and they'll swing it around to O'Toole. Noon back to Kozar. They'll reset. Two subs to the check-in for Baldwin. Julian Noon for the drive. Timeout called by Jeff Ackerman just to get the subs in. Austin Barrett checks in. Torrin Eddy as well. Torrin Eddy 6'5". And if you measured him right now at this point of the season, he might even be 6'6". Tallest player in the program for Baldwin. So they go into Otto. Otto to the corner. Noon for three. He's got it. Julian Noon capitalizes on the triple. Under 2 minutes left. Taken away by Otto. Otto up the floor to Barrett. Austin Barrett's layup. Doesn't go. Kozar offensive board. And a foul is called. They're going to call an offensive foul on Kozar on the rebound, saying it was a push before he grabbed the ball. Well, you don't really see that too often when the 5'8" guard is going in to make that play, but they actually called on Torrin Eddy, I should say, for his first. That's where the push was, not on Kozar. They get Torrin Eddy. Jefferson gives it up to Adam Thomas. And Thomas drives in, poked loose by Otto again. Another steal for Otto. Julian Noon looking for another bucket, but lost it on the way up. It was deflected out of bounds off of Jaden Ryan, the 6'4" junior. Amir Washington, a freshman wearing number 11, subs in for Sto-Rox in the final 70 seconds. Three-point ball missed on the shot for Maurice Griffin. But Ryan on the offensive boards tries to drive inside. It's a jump ball called, and the possession arrow will favor Baldwin. Chris Kozar Sends it to Julian Noon. Noon outlets, looks for Otto, but Otto cut toward the basket. Here's Willis, who throws it down. Carrick Willis. Got the one-hand jam. You knew he wanted to try to get one earlier. This time was able to flush it. Torrinetti for three. Rebound goes off of Otto. Torrinetti for three. That almost brought the whole bench to huge celebration. As Baldwin will come up short of its overall season high in points. 86 against Northgate, but they score 82 tonight. Willis hits, give them 12. And the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders walk away with a 22-point victory, non-section win to get back in the win column after the loss against Thomas Jefferson earlier this week. 82-60. The Fighting Highlanders dominate the whole way. They improve now to 7-6 overall before they will match up against Uniontown. That game is at noon tomorrow. As Sadiq Anderson, after the strong performance, you're walking over with a smile, huh, Sadiq?
I was thinking about it all day.
Of course, 14 points tonight.
Of course.
What did it take to get it done?
Just communication, making shots, playing defense all together. It just comes together as a team.
Yeah, why do you think you guys, especially in the early going of the game, were able to get off to a hot start? At times, that's been a struggle this year. What made it so possible, though, tonight?
I'll say motivation, screaming at each other, telling us, getting the bench rowdy up, the fans in the crowd, everyone screaming, want to come out and have a big game every time.
Yeah, so coming off the TJ game, another game tomorrow, but then we'll flip back the section schedule to Peters Township. What do you guys have to do to get back on track in the section?
Win, obviously, but put the ball in the hoop, of course. I think we've missed a lot of threes. I think we can slow it down on the three-point shots, get to the rack a little more, get the free throw line. I think it's where we really exceed at.
Your improvement from freshman to sophomore year, take me through it. Why the big growth this year?
A lot of time on the offseason, grinding with Max. Max taking me after school to go shoot together. A lot of trainers, there's a lot of shooting.
Yeah, what's it been like having Max and these fellow seniors be able to get you ready for this moment? 3 sophomores started in this game. So you, Bryson, and Nolan, how has that group really formed throughout the years of you guys playing together?
It's amazing. We're all coming as one. Since none of us really played together, we're all building as one too, and we've just been playing amazing.
Sadiq, appreciate it, man.
Of course,
congratulations on the victory.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Sadiq Anderson, 14 points to win it for the Fighting Highlanders. He helps to lead the charge with EJ Golvash leading the tally in total points with 19. Max Marzina, 14. Sadiq with 14, and I wanted to bring him over, not sure if he was going to walk over or not, but just kind of looked over and kind of just started putting his hands up like, hey, you want me? And, yeah, he was going to end up being the player of the game anyway, and don't have Ethan Spazarski with us tonight. He will rejoin us for the next matchup on the 30th when the Fighting Highlanders will retake the floor against Ringgold as we're really winding down this regular season schedule. Need Baldwin to be able to pick it up in section play to be able to make the playoffs. But good night for Anderson. Anderson, Smolko, Marzina, Golvash all in double figures. Kozar added 7. Nico Machurak with 6. Nolan also scored a bucket. Max Galentine got on the score sheet as well. Teo Toole with 5 for the Fighting Highlanders to improve to 7-6 overall. They win it against Sto-Rox, 82-68, 22-point victory. Fighting Highlanders will retake the floor tomorrow against Uniontown. It's a noon game. And then Peters Township next week, Tuesday, 7:30. Be there, support the Fighting Highlanders. Excited to go and watch that one and see how Baldwin fares. Austin Bexel is saying so long, and for our great TenbandTV crew, Fighting Highlanders win it 82-60. We'll talk to you soon right here on the Baldwin Sports Network. With white and purple trim donned in the purple pit. Into the corner. Jules Ott pulls for 3 and hits it for the first bucket of the game. Donahue drives. Bernaz tried to poke it free. Up with it. Green gets blocked. Kicks it out to Twyman for 3 and got it. Elizabeth Twyman, the first points for Mount Lebanon. Baldwin career and another turnover by Mount Lebanon. Jules Ott moves up quickly with it, with Niles and with Lacey Bernatis. All the way in. Ott scores. Maybe see Aaliyah Bernatis if necessary. After the second free throw was missed, Lindsay Bernatis drives all the way in, gets around the defenders and scores. First points for Lindsay Bernatis, trying to inbound it. They go to Bernatis. Crossover move. Good move to get around Donahue. Bernatis dishes. Lacey up for three. And got it. Money ball. Lacey Bernatis before. They would likely have more than Baldwin unless Baldwin decided to score 80 or so points in this one. This layup is good for Callie Green. He misses. Blue Devils push. Donahue drives all the way in, attacks on Ott, and scores with a shot high off the glass for Anessa Donahue. To Niles. Niles inside the paint, puts up the jump shot, tried to bank it in, doesn't go. Rebounded by Green, though. Green threw it away to Bernatis. Lindsay got it. Kelsey Meyer was calling for it. The right side block was wide open. Meyer up for three, and got it. 9 points. Donahue drives, dishes to Green for the layup. Donahue to Smith. Three ball rattles in, out, and back in. As the clock comes to double zeros with a 50-36 victory. Non-section win for Baldwin. They get back on track. High off the glass and good for Harris. Quick tempo to start. Marzina moves up with it. Marzina goes all the way in. Max has the layup and takes it. They gave him the lane on that. I'll reset with Marzina. Wanting DJ to clear out. It's Anderson driving baseline. Has the lane. Right hand, left side finishes. On the layup attempt. Marzina dishes to the corner. Anderson. He's got it to go. Sadiq Anderson with the three. That was the same spot. With Adam Thomas giving it back to Washington. Steps back on Machurak and drills it. Here's Harris. Gives it up to Jefferson. Jefferson turns, spins, a lot of contact, and it drops in. Missed it off one dribble. Nico Machurak looks to push. Bounce pass to Golvash, who has Smolko. Goes to him and Bryson with the left hand finishes. First quarter, 17-8. Baldwin with the advantage. Golvash to a wide open O'Toole, off one dribble, pulls and hits. Splash down. Tariq Willis converts. Thrown down low, way up and good. Max could have had a three, but the errant pass didn't allow him to. So Golvash instead takes and drains it. Moneyball EJ Golvash now with 5 points. Marzina fakes, drives, gives it. Golvash pulls for three. He's got it again. EJ Golvash, 2 triples in the quarter. Able to crowd before it went out of bounds. Max drives in, not a lot of space, gives it to Smolko. Smolko outlets to Marzina, who will pull the trigger for three. He gets it to go. Max, who has 6 points. Good on his first free throw. But can't make it 7. Marzina follows off the window. Here's Washington. Driving all the way in as he was off balance in the air. LJ Washington. Another possession for Baldwin. Good opportunity for the Fighting Highlanders to try to convert. Anderson, second chance from the same spot. He's got it this time. And Sadiq Anderson now has 9. It's a 3-2 zone for Sto-Rox. Anderson for three. He got it. Sadiq Anderson now with 12 points. It was coming down. It's Golvash. It's double teamed and bounces to Marzina. Anderson calling for a cross court, not there because Machurak's wide open on the right side block. The contest came over. Washington down low to Adam Thomas. Thomas spins around Nico Machurak. Thomas outlets to a shooting Washington, up for three. 12 for Lamar Washington. Chris Kozar in the game for Baldwin. He deals to Marzina. Moneyball, Max Marzina. Finish. Offensive rebound, though. He collects it. Third chance for Harris. He'll dish it out this time. Adam Thomas for three, and he got it in the left side corner. Adam Thomas, first point. Like he had momentum towards the hoop, but maybe he wasn't in the right spot to try to dunk it. Kozar on the pull-up. Rattles in. Tallest player in the program for Baldwin. So they go into Otto. Otto to the corner. Noon for three. He's got it. And Noon. Noon outlets, looks for Otto, but Otto cut toward the basket. Here's Willis. who throws it down as well. Teo Toole with 5 for the Fighting Highlanders to improve to 7-6 overall. They win it against Sto-Rox, 82-68, 22-point victory. Fighting Highlanders.